Hi everyone. For today's book review, we're going to be checking out Philip Dawson's British Superliners of the Sixties. A design appreciation of the Oriana, the Canberra and the QE2. Books such as this are important because it gives we, the general audience, and the technical non-professionals, an insight into exactly what goes on in the design process and what leads a ship to look the way it does. Through this book, we understand the variety of factors that were coming together in the 1950s and 60s that led to these ships being the way they were. Incredible changing factors such as the decline of the liner industry, the rise of cruising, the rise of international flights, decolonization, the use of new technologies, welding, aluminium, new ideas about internal layouts, changing ideas about class structure. All these incredible factors come together and are epitomized in the layout of these three ships. There are three ships for three different companies with three different philosophies, and so to varying degrees they all represent the zenith, at least up until the 1960s, but the zenith in terms of British ideas of technology, operational uses, internal layouts. And indeed, the three of these ships have also influenced the succeeding generations of cruise ships, and some of those ideas have filtered through to us today. Engine aft layout, nested lifeboats, dual purpose uses. All these are factors that are part and parcel of what makes modern cruise ships run today. Even though this book deals with what might seem to be technical or dry subjects, it's fantastically well written. It doesn't feel dry or formulaic at all. Philip Dawson has the great ability to take a highly technical subject and make it easy to understand for the non-technical reader. And in that sense, the book is also ably helped, as you can see up here, by numerous illustrations, photos, diagrams, and of course, deck plans of all three ships. So if you love deck plans and layouts, then this book has plenty of them for you. But don't get this book just for the pictures. The text is the draw card, the knowledge that you get from understanding exactly how these ships came about and why they look the way they look. Not only that, but also how engines aft layouts developed and originated, and the idea of nested lifeboats as well. All of these are included, and you might be interested to know that some of these ideas originated not from the North Atlantic, but rather from other vessels and other companies. Nested lifeboats were seen on the Dutch liner Willem Rise. The funnel aft layout has been seen in the previous century, and in particularly on the Great Lakes, and Matson Lines even ran funnel aft liners to Hawaii well and truly before it became the norm. These are just examples. And it's also quite fascinating because a lot of research went into these three ships, and all three of them had long and successful careers. And it makes you wish that had some of that been translated into some of the other ships of the 1960s, particularly the Raffaello and the Michelangelo, then maybe those two liners could have also had longer careers as well, but they just never were designed for the future. They were designed to be strictly liners, to their detriment. A fantastically detailed, important book that deals with an interesting subject in an easy to understand way that is also amply illustrated. This book is an easy 5 captain's hats. I would recommend this highly to add to your maritime library, and the fact that it increases your understanding of liners, the design process, the operational process, and also the other ideas that are flowing in, not only from the 1960s, but also you can extrapolate that and think about the other ideas that would be flowing for other liners that were designed in previous and succeeding decades, and you start to understand and have that greater context of why ships look the way they do. So for all of that, this book is a 5 captain's hats. I could not recommend it highly enough. Do check it out. And if there are any other books, particularly some of maybe Dawson's other works about design of liners and cruise ships that you'd like reviewed, let me know in the comments below. I'll certainly add them to the list. Indeed, I will make sure that I get those other 2 books reviewed soon as well. So, enjoy and happy reading, everyone!